The Anthropocene debate recently entered our climate change discourse and has been supported undeniably by various groups of people. Notwithstanding, it has also faced serious backlashes from social scientists and environmentalists. Hi guys, welcome to another episode. My name is Emefa, and in this video I'll be speaking about the Anthropocene and the climate change debate. But before, if this is your first time chancing on this beautiful face, kindly hit the subscribe button below, and also don't forget to hit that notification button so you are first to know anytime I upload something new to this channel. The Anthropocene is a new epoch that describes how human activities is changing the biosphere. We are speaking about how ocean acidification, habitat loss, animal extinction, and other catastrophic climatic events are put to the claim that indeed human activities is changing something about the environment. But there is a big problem. The Anthropocene is not official because geologists say it doesn't satisfy the general rules to describe a geological age, and that probably we still have to go by the age, the Holocene period. Personally, I find this whole thing very puzzling because everywhere around the world we have witnessed how climate change is destroying livelihoods as well as the very things people have spent their entire lives building. Taking the Arctic for instance, we witnessed how increasing temperatures, probably what we know as global warming, over time are melting and have melted glaciers, sea ice, and the permafrost, and this is also increasing sea levels. Coming down to Africa, we've witnessed how floods, droughts, and a change in the distribution of rainfall has affected the entire African economies, especially our primary industries, because they are solely dependent on climate for survival. Going down to Australia, we have witnessed how heat waves and forest fires are creating severe damages. What other proof do we need to state that indeed human activities is changing something about the environment? The Anthropocene is categorized into three events. The first event is marked by the invention of steam engines that gradually increase our thirst for energy. The second event is marked by an increase in population thanks to improvements in food and hygiene. Lastly, the third event is marked by a vast population that is so much into consumption and production. Just to say, there is one big part in the whole Anthropocene and the climate change debate. For instance, although social scientists have attested to the fact that indeed there is a problem, they tend to make their own reservations and provide better justifications to the concepts. Taking Jason Murray, I hope I got the name right. He is a popular historian who argues that indeed the common enemy is not the anthropos, rather is the capitalist. He is convicted that we live in the age of the capitalocene and not the Anthropocene, where man alienates nature or in the quest for profits and wealth. There is another outstanding English professor, Professor Matthew Omalensky. I hope I got the name right. He is known to have postulated the African Anthropocene, where he questions the nature in which the Westerners describe Anthropocene. How is it that the Anthropocene is attributed to ecological collapse and differentiated from human race, when in practice both responsibility and vulnerability are unevenly distributed? That is to say, even though Africans are the least polluters, we are the major victims of climate change. Whatever the case may be, we need to understand that humans have come to a tipping point where our activities and interactions with the environment can be unpleasant. And nearly 6 years ago, 196 countries signed an agreement to reducing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and building resilience against climate change. Sounds very, very, very great, but has left Africa with the biggest question: how to develop sustainably. How is it even possible for Africans to develop sustainably? Because when you study the trends and the patterns or sequence in which the Westerners or the developed countries took to develop today, you discover that they had to do the ecology and nature so much damage. How is it possible for Africans to develop sustainably when majority of the population do jobs that pay menial wages and salaries? Probably the Westerners are so glued on their successes that they neglect the consequences. For instance, manufacturing an atomic bomb or weapon. I leave you all with one big question, one that I'm unable to answer myself. Is the answer to Africans' development resilience? Is it climate mitigation or adaptation? Is it sustainable development goals? Or probably it's going back to our roots and accepting change this time around in a strict and a friendly manner? Or we are waiting for a technology to save us all like it did with the steam engines? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I'm hoping to see you in my next video. Bye.